What's up everybody, Solar J here. Do you want to make kicks with your drum machine or your software drum synth that sound like your favorite artist, but you struggle to obtain satisfactory results in a reproducible way? If you've been around YouTube, you probably heard people saying, you need to use your ears and stuff like that. But if your studio is basically in a storage room like mine, or in a bedroom or living room, you probably know that it's hard to obtain good results all the time. And this is because our rooms are untreated, we don't have speakers that cost 5K a piece, and what we hear is full of artifacts and is not a reliable listening environment. But today I'm going to show you a method, a scientific method, that allows you to obtain very good kicks that sound very similar to your favorite artist's kick in a reproducible way all the time. Without further ado, let's go. So let's say you want to reproduce this kick from this track, which I don't own, so I hid the name, but I can tell you it's a Beatport hit. It's a very good, professionally mastered track that works everywhere in every sound system, and we want to reproduce this kick, right? And we want to do it for today using the analog rhythm, and I already set it up some keys. You see, when I press 1, I'm gonna switch from the song to our custom kick. For now I'm using the low tom engine because it's a simpler one, but of course using the kick engine you can have a bit more control, but for demonstration purposes this is going to be perfect. So I already put a spectrum analyzer both on the song and on the analog rhythm, and we can see that, or as of now, as we can also hear, the sounds are very different as the spectrum also are different. But the spectrum information alone is not enough to reproduce the kick in a reliable way, because what we have is a snapshot over time, different snapshot at different instances, but we don't have a full image of how the sounds frequency information encoded by the spectrum evolves over time. To do that, we need an analyzer, like for instance this one that I recently bought, Vision 4K from the Noisia team, but any other one will do. What you need to see for this method is the so-called spectrogram, which is basically the spectrum on the vertical axis, what we see here, but over time. So you see this peak is decreasing, so is this red line. Where is red means there's a lot of energy in this frequency time region, and the trick now is that if you do the same on your kick, you're gonna have a good way to compare these two. As you can see now, they're very different, but if I switch to our kick, in this case a tom, I can already start messing around with the parameters and try to obtain something that looks similar. You want to align all the axes, of course. So we can see that here around 40 Hertz is the higher energy region, so we can lower it down until we are in that ballpark. It's definitely too long. And we can also play a bit with the amplitude so that this sound decays in the same way. Try to add some snap, too much. One is nice. The noise is gonna add this nice little attack. And this with that, we can curve the spectrum. You see that now it's starting to get more similar to that. We're not there yet with the tuning. Let's see if we can make it a bit more similar by using our ear this time. Then we can use the filter. I like to use this one, which gives a lot of low end. Give a bit of envelope. The cool thing about using spectrogram is that you can really see what everything does. So for instance, if I raise up this one, you can see what kind of frequencies I'm adding and how. Now another thing that is missing is of course some boosting of our kick. As you can see here, this is the waveform is very big because it's mastered, our is not. So we can add a compressor. And also here we can see what it does. We can start making it a bit more similar to our target. We add a bit of limiting. Maybe too much. Maybe we want to have that attack a little less strong. And also the tail is a bit too much, so I want to maybe decrease a bit more even the decay, or make it a bit more tight here. A bit of attack is also going to help. So after fiddling around a bit, we matched the level. You can see the waveform is like on the same ballpark. The length, the sweep decay could be a bit more precise, but with the tom engine we don't have the control on the decay time. We don't have the control on the sweep time and the sweep depth as much as with other machines. But I guess you got the idea. The idea is like to play this kit game of reproducing this image on the right here on the left by using the synth parameter on your drum machine or on your software drum synth. Maybe we can add a bit of EQ to make it a bit more similar. Like here, for instance, you see that there is a clear cut at around 20, and I added here. There's a bit too much of attack. Maybe we want to layer a sample later in order to reproduce also the attack. But the important thing here is that since this kick on the right is definitely working in clubs, in your car, on your headphones, in every audio system, you are also sure that this is also gonna kind of work. It's a bit different, but that's also what you want, right? You don't want exactly this kick. You want your own custom kick, but you want to make sure that it works, that it's professionally sounding. And by matching the levels, the frequencies, the attack, and all the parameters that you can infer from the spectrogram in your drum machine or software drum synth, you make sure to achieve professionally sounding kick all the time. This brings me to the end of this video. If you enjoyed this scientific method for kick synthesis, don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time.